Hi guys, and welcome back to Pass to Move. And for today's episode, as promised, the Rio Ave game in the Portuguese League Cup. So there's a couple of things that have happened since the last episode, but the first thing I do want to cover is just the amount of players who are asking to move. Also another separate update was that I actually thought Pinto and Fede were both leaving in January, but the truth is they're actually leaving in July. I think I just read the dates as if it was an American date, so they're not actually leaving on the 7th of January, it's actually that they're leaving on the 1st of July, so that's okay. They're with us the rest of the season, that's good enough for me. But yeah, there's as you can see, a lot of our players are wanted, a couple of bids coming in as well. A lot of these players are asking out, like Baiano. Let's see who else. Pedro Santos, I have to promise him that will qualify for Champions League, otherwise he's out as well. Hassan's happy with his game time now, so he's officially withdrawn his transfer request. Matios has gotten a bid and we're managing to get double his value. 140k up front, and then over the next 6 months we'll get another 140k, so that's not too bad. We're just waiting for them to sort out their contract. Ferreira is another player who's also asked to be out, so again we're going to try and get double his value, but it also depends on the teams that are bidding for these players. Mora, I think we covered in the last game. Again, it's just crazy time in the January window. Goiano is pretty much the same thing as well, he's asked out too. So just to give you a bit of a clue, these are the promises that I've made so far. So a lot of the players are just trying to shift about, really. They're not, a lot of them aren't settled or proving to be loyal players at least, but we have to deal with what we've got. So yeah, in terms of what happened since the last episode, let me actually just give you an update on the competitions as well. So we actually managed to we managed to go above Sporting in the league table. We're in third now, but it's only because of, I think, goal difference. We're in a lower goal difference, but maybe it's goals scored. We can actually have a look at the rules and see how they sort out. Alright, results between teams, goal difference, and then goals scored. So apparently, I think because we beat Sporting before, yeah, there you go, it means that we actually get to stay above them. So that's good for us, and we're, 8 points away from the top now, so we're getting closer. Maybe if we keep winning, we can actually start putting some pressure on Porto, if not Benfica. I'm pretty sure that if we do qualify for Champions League this season, it will be by jumping ahead of Sporting. So it's good to see us do it now, and there's about 20 games left this season, so we're really getting towards the middle of the season. In terms of the Europa League, or the Euro Cup as the game calls it here, the first knockout round we actually made it through, and Santantian are the team that we drew with, so it'll be an interesting battle and hopefully we can come through with that. In terms of the Portuguese League Cup, as you can see, we're in third, but we are going to play Rio Ave, and the other two teams have played their games already, and it's actually an interesting factor for today's game is that even if we win the match, we actually have to win by 3 goals or more, otherwise it's going to be a bit difficult to actually qualify for the semi-final. But yeah, the important thing is just getting the win anyways and just trying not to end in third place. But yeah, expectations were for us to qualify from the groups. It's a bit disappointing that we're not going to be doing that, but hopefully we can push beyond and see maybe a miracle in today's game. In terms of the schedule and what happened since the last episode, so we did show you that game against Sporting where we did beat them 1-0. Sparta Prague was a draw, but we still managed to qualify top of the group, so that was great. We drew against Chavez, which was not pleasing. We dominated the game in so many different areas, and a lot of the stats were going our way, but unfortunately it remained 0-0, and they managed to hold on. Against Maritimo, it was kind of a similar situation, but Baiano managed to score early, and that kind of settled us, and thankfully they had Davison sent off as well, so we kind of just cruised towards the final whistle without actually getting an insurance goal. We didn't necessarily need it, I suppose. Against the Belenenses in the League Cup third, the other team in our group, basically, we managed to win 3-0 convincingly, so that helped our goal difference, but still we're going to need another similar result to actually have any chance of qualifying for the semi-final, and hopefully that will happen. But yeah, on the score sheet, Santos, Hassan and Eduardo. There's another little update I want to give you. Hassan's actually our first team striker now. I've upgraded him, and that's why he's kind of happy, I suppose, and not too worried about game time anymore. And the reason being is that he just seems to have performed better than Nicola, who was initially our first choice striker. And so the reason I did that was that he's now a leading player for most Premier League sides, and he's apparently, according to our best judgment of ability staff, he says Hassan's a little bit better than Nicola, and the stats will certainly suggest that he's playing better than him. So I think he just finally got to a point where he kind of deserved that upgrade, and we're halfway through in terms of, you know, we're in January now, halfway through the season, so I think he kind of deserved it as well. So if we can have a look at his stats somehow. 16 appearances out of the 20 possible, he scored 7 goals and 1 assist, and don't think it's showing everything though, but yeah, here he's got 17 appearances, Nicola, and he's only managed 4 goals and 2 assists, so Hassan edges it just about, and it kind of makes sense. He's had more consistent performances rather than Nicola, who seems to score a goal one game and then have a terrible performance in the next. So yeah, I think that's all for today's episode. We can finally kick off against Rio Ave, and maybe we can have the miracle that we're looking for. Teams in decent form. We've managed to pull away from that horrible little run of form that we had a while ago, and I'm not sure if some of that credit goes towards the switching up our training regime, but if it was, then great. If not, we've gone through it anyways, and hopefully we can see some more improvement in our form by getting a result here today. A win, not even enough. We need a very convincing win to actually have any hope of qualifying. So our goal difference is currently on 2. We lost 2-1 against Moriense, which isn't too bad, and the 3-0 win against Belenenses, who are going to end the group bottom, of course. So the match analysis, pre-match analysis with Diego Vieira, I guess. He thinks that Braga have enough to secure a win, so he's made us favourites. The match odds from Sport Pesa are also making us favourites, but until we get to team talk, we won't really get an idea. Rio Ave matching our formation. They're playing defensive straight from the get-go. They're going to try and protect their top spot, and I would say it's kind of clever, to be honest, to start off that way. But yeah, no, apparently we are favourites for today's game, so I think I will challenge my players to pick up where they finished off last game. That was a perfect performance. As always mentioned, 3-0 is my preferred result all the time, just because it shows that not only are you defensively solid, but you're also capable of destroying opposition. We'll have the goals showing on the replays, and we can skip this little intro, and there you go. Rio Ave are going to kick off the game for us here, and of course they have some dangerous players like Traore. This is obviously Krovinic. I actually thought Traore would be there. Maybe he's playing as a striker? No, he's playing as a left winger. No, really? What's going on? I think we're not thinking about the same... No, it is Adama Traore. That's what I thought. I thought he was a winger. I must be thinking about the Aston Villa Traore, I think. But anyways, we've kicked off, and Rio Ave are going to have the first highlight here. Can we do with a set piece? Bata does well. Rio Fonte. I actually forgot to mention which players are missing for today's game, but let's talk about it in just a second. Hassan's leading the counter-attack. He's going to go all the way. Can he score? Not too bad, but Carlos dealt with it, and that was the first clear-cut chance of the game, so unfortunately Hassan doesn't show the best of visibility there. But yeah, there are some players missing. As you can see, Vuk is actually playing as a defensive midfielder for today's game because our actual anchorman, one of them is injured and the other is suspended for the game. Another suspension was actually our left back, so Javan is coming in. He's really not ready in terms of match fitness at all, so it's kind of, you know, a bit tough, I suppose, on him. But either way, it looks like we're really not getting anything going in our way, and I think, considering that Rio Ave are playing defensively, I think we can push up and play on the control mode, and maybe, hopefully, in the second half we can really kick off. Let's give our players some hope. I don't think it was necessary to tell them off. We were playing better. I mean, you can't really ask your players specifically for a 3-0 result, can you? The least we can hope for is a win, and maybe that can carry on into league form as well, so that's kind of more important now, rather than just getting a 3-0. 3-0 is a bit of a tough ask to ask, considering that Rio Ave actually beat us as well before, so, you know, we have to be very careful about what we ask our players for. Hassan having a terrible game for us. And that was not the time for it, considering that I just told you guys why I picked him, and then he does that. Alright. Well, either way, we'll bring on Nicola in just a moment's time. Ooh, but we are going to get a highlight first. Santos, can you put a good ball into the box? Poor hit. Cleared off the line. Santos once more. Vuk. Yes, there you go, the first goal of the 3 that we need. And are we about to witness a miracle? Will this make Rio Ave unsteady enough for us to actually count anything or do anything? Santos. Actually, good vision to pick that out, and that was a huge deflection. Vuk was actually going to hit it off target, but that works out for us in the end. And now it's going to be a key time for us. So we'll take off Hassan for Nicola. No other key substitutions needed just yet, so hopefully a change in striker will actually bring about more goals as well. And maybe Nicola will be, you know, itching to set the record straight about how he's the better striker. No, nothing. Looks like some players are still adjusting to our tactics. I suppose it will take a year or two's time for them all to actually be used to it. Let's take off Fonte for Martinez. He's a little bit tired, even though he's had a good game. Santos not too tired, but you know, he's done his job. So let's bring on Fede and maybe he can do something here off the bench. If we can score 2 goals in the next 20 minutes, that would be incredible. We've dominated all the stats, as you can see. 19 shots to their 2, 5 to their 1. Had a clear-cut chance and 2 half chances. So in truth, it should be more than 1-0 already. But it unfortunately doesn't look that way. Rio Ave are going attacking for some strange reason. And actually, they're still top. That doesn't make any sense why they would risk it. Well, we're going to risk it and go into overload in the last 10 minutes here. We don't have anything to lose. I think they're just concerned about the result more than just, you know, the goal scored. But are we going to score here? Bayana to Cartabia. Can he do anything? Oh, hits the post. I thought he'd find a good ball into the box. Instead, he just shoots. But either way, it doesn't amount to anything. And that should be the last highlight of today's game. Yeah, couldn't ask them for a miracle really. But a 1-0 win is decent enough. Managed to score, managed to keep a clean sheet, and managed to get the 3 points. Unfortunately, it's just not good enough, and can't fault the players, I suppose. At least we end in second and level on points. We've also, oh, I forgot, if we beat them, we can reduce their goal difference too. That's probably why they went more attacking, because if we scored 1 more, their goal difference would drop, and we would also be, oh, so all we needed was actually 2 goals. I completely forgot about that. And all we needed was 1 more goal there, and we actually would have qualified. Oh, that's terrible. We'll have a look at just a moment's time who else qualified, but I'm pretty sure the board will again not be happy how we performed in cup competitions. So we didn't reach the 6th round in the Taça de Portugal, and again they're unhappy here. We were supposed to reach the semi-final, but we got knocked out in the 3rd round. The good thing is that we've got the league going for us, but of course, you know, if we just lose or even just draw our next games, we drop down the table straight away, so we have to be very careful, and this board confidence can change really quickly. In terms of the overall confidence, though, it's very secure, so I guess we're doing alright for now. And we make some decent money as well, I suppose, too. So let's have a look at who did qualify for the semi-finals. Benfica, of course, Rio Ave, Porto, and Sporting. So again, the big 3 are included. Unfortunately, we couldn't compete with the big 3 and get into that semi-final spot. Instead, Rio Ave are going to do that for us. And what really matters, I suppose, is the Portuguese Premier League. So as long as we can keep this, you know, little run we've got going with Sporting, then maybe we can improve. So in terms of our form, as you can see, this is our little bad period here. We managed to pull away from it. We haven't lost in a couple of games time, so that's good to see. And we actually face Benfica soon as well, so maybe we can start to, you know, if we get a result there, we can actually start a little spiraling downwards in terms of their form. We don't have, it's going to be a while until the Europa League game, not until February, so that's good for us. We get a bit of a Premier League running form. There's no other cup competitions going on as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I know the League Cup just popped out of nowhere, so hopefully there isn't another competition that pops out of nowhere. But yeah, in terms of when we'll be back, it's always like we mentioned, 5 games time, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And we actually can make amends against Rio Ave there and really ruin them and hopefully stay. If we beat Benfica though, that would be great, but the first game that we have to actually face off is against Belenenses, and we need to win this game because they're in 5th currently. And that means we need to try and send them as far down as possible down the table. If they beat us and Sporting lose their game, that means they're suddenly in the Champions League spot, and that's just how tight it is at the top there. But anyways, I think, oh, Santos is actually leading the goal scoring charts, also the average rating. Such a key player for us, he's proven so far. Bayano's doing quite well too. Vuk's managed to pick up the most yellow cards. Assists, nothing else. Alright, well anyways, I think that will be all for today's episode. So as always, if you did enjoy it, then please do hit the like button and subscribe for more daily Football Manager 2017 content. And as always guys, thank you all for watching.